Hi, my name's Bryce. Welcome back to I have totally forgotten how to do an intro. Hi, my name's Bryce. Welcome back to VHS Play. We are playing the Metroid Prime Randomizer and recording it all on VHS. There we go. Nailed it. Perfect. So let's take a quick stock of things. You can see that we have X-ray visor, scan visor is always there. We have wave beam. We have ice beam. We have, I believe we just got ourselves some morph ball bombs. Well, hey. I forgot to turn on the fusion suit. That's fine. Dang. I do like the fusion suit. I should remember to turn that on. So yeah, we have a decent stock of things. I realize I'm not like using a tracker or anything. I do have like sidebars, but that's fine. They're just going to stay sidebars because it turns out the game kind of has a tracker inside of it. It helps if you hit the right buttons. So, yeah, we're still missing the plasma beam, and, like, the final beam is the hyper beam, or, phazon beam, that's the one, I don't know. Anyway, we can see that we're missing the spider ball, that's the word. Okay, welcome to Bryce Forgets Words. We only have gravity suit, we still need thermal visor, and, there's, like, all the missile combos, and, also charge beam. Boy, howdy, that charge beam. There's going to be a lot of tippity-tapping while we wait for that to come online, but, well, hey. So, oh, and we also have grapple beam. That was probably in the list somewhere in there. But, here's the deal. I just got morph ball bombs, which is great. It lets me get into a lot of places I couldn't before. That also means we can go fight? We can go fight, not flight, Flagra. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go through these ruins, get some nice things, have a good time. Be a little foolhardy with our not very much health. Everything's fine. Missiles are good. Alright. So, with morph balls, or rather, morph ball bombs coming in, what does that mean in terms of soft lock potential? Because last time was a fun time of running into the soft lock problems. That do just, you know, happen. Let's see. I think we're, for the most part, in the clear now. Now that we have morph ball bombs, boost ball, and, you know, some other things. Plasma beam. That's delightful. That does save a lot of tapping because plasma beam hits real hard. So while we still definitely do not have charge beam, plasma beam is going to be able to do a good chunk of damage for us. You know what, let's just go ahead, roll forward. We'll grab that missile from the weird room between things that I have no idea what to call it because I've never looked at its name. because it sure is just like a random room that you go through. Anyway, we saw a missile at some point that required morph ball bombs. This is fine. You know what? Since I'm being quite foolhardy, let's go ahead and destroy some boxes and not get anything for it. Perfect. Great. Yep. Exactly as planned. That's a bit of a bummer. Without softlock potential, that means I'm not going to be going back to the main menu anytime soon, probably. Which means I'm not going to put on Fusion Suit, and that... Okay, you know what? Just because this check is going to bother me, we're going to hop down to Magmor, get the check from this side of that Magmor Morph Ball Bomb wall. And honestly, I should have just left it and gone and finished up Chozo Ruins. And then come back down this way after Flagra, but no. I want to know. The real trick to randomizers is just like, knowledge is so much power. It's very much after school special times. That's thermal. That... Okay, so... So we have thermal visor now, which is good and bad. It's good because it's just nice to have. It's bad because that means a lot of stuff is suddenly on the table. Ultimately, I'm glad I've come down and checked that, and you know what? Let's go ahead and save since I've been real foolhardy with my not very much health. And in fact, let's take the chance to go switch out to the Fusion Suit, because we're not going to have a chance otherwise, and I can ramble about what thermal means. So, thermal visor, considering that we have all of the beams, and we also have grapple beam, and, you know, all the morph ball movement stuff. But now I think about it, like, the only thing that we don't have is spider ball. So that puts a ton on the table, in terms of movement and everything. Thermal visor also puts onto the table, anything that requires that is marked as requiring, the thermal visor to see hidden details, such as the electrical panels in the crashed frigate, and also Thardis. Thardis is on the table, and Thardis really sucks to fight without charge beam. I really don't like that Thardis is on the table. Also realizing I left my door open. So if sound is a little bit different, that's why, I guess. Anyway. Geez. I'm blind. There we go. So, Crash Frigate is on the table. It's within logic. Thardis is in logic. Thardis is so rarely actually in logic, it feels like. So I have often bought Thardis out of logic, technically, because you can just kind of suss out / feel out which rocks are actually the ones that you can shoot. And You don't need thermal visor to do it. You just need thermal visor to lock on. And thermal visor will make that fight way, way easier. All right. It is, in fact, this door that I want. Yes. But ultimately, like, without charge beam and hopefully super missiles at the very least, Thardus is just a really... It's a real rough fight. Also, with Crash Frigate being on the table, that basically... Oh, does it really? I think it does. It does put a lot of phase on mines into play. We do have to be careful because of the lack of spider ball still. So that's kind of like our last soft block potential, I think, is that spider ball would... If we went somewhere that we're supposed to like use spider ball to get out of, then that could be bad for us. So, yeah. Ultimately, like, we're in really good shape. Almost too good of shape is the problem. That's nice. Thought that was going to be a an artifact. This is not the door I thought it was. Ghost. Alright, let's fight some ghosts for a couple of missiles. We do at least have X-ray visor, so it's not entirely terrible, but we don't have super missile, so it's still close enough to terrible. And we don't have charge beam. I regret this already. Tippity tap, tip, tippity tap, 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 tap. Tip, tap, indeed. Alright, I'm hoping Spider-Ball doesn't show up immediately, because if it does, then that means we're going to have the back of Chozo Temple on our hands, which we can get back there once we go through Crash Frigate anyway. I don't have Spider Roll. I can't do this. Oh, At least it's just missiles. Alright. Just triple double check. Ensure that those are in fact just missiles that we're missing out on. That's fine. So the thing is, there's this, words are hard. There is this thing, there we go, that's the series of words I was trying to say. There's this thing in randomizers where it's kind of trying to, what I call read the seed. I don't know if that's common terminology, if I've picked it up from like watching things or not. But essentially, it's given everything that we have, I feel like the next play, like we can go fight, let's go fight Flagra still. I do wonder if I should be going into Crash Frigate, basically. That's what it comes down to, is like, should I be going into Crash Frigate, be going up like the back of Chozo Temple, so like ultimately you need a lot to get into and get through Crash Frigate, and it just like, it feels like all the items that they've been throwing at me have been pointing me in that direction. Just based off of like, here's the requirements, here's what I have, here's all that stuff. So let's go get our missiles from... Actually, we still don't have Spider Ball, so we can't go up the dynamo. But we do have Gravity Suit, and I think that's enough health. I really should have saved. Alright. Come on, me. It's just missiles. Quite frankly, yeah, like at this point, the seed is pretty much open. The one thing that we have in terms of movement that we need, in terms of movement, we need the, we need Spider Ball. That's it. In terms of like keys and unlocking things, we need... Oh, what is it that we need? We need Charge Beam and we need Super Missile. That Super Missile actually locks a decent amount of stuff. Just like anything that's made of cordite, which is a surprising number of things. Same as please. So yeah, ultimately, like, a lot of things are just blocked by not having super missiles, but super missiles are, they're in that weird space where they block a lot of things, but they don't block enough things. If that makes any sense, this is not making any sense. This is... Let's... What am I trying to say? Like, ultimately, I need Super Missile, is what it usually comes down to. Beam combos are just super nice. Charge Beam is just super nice to have. Like, running around without Charge Beam. It's a lot of tapping. It's so much tapping. Alright, I mentioned these wasps are immune to Plasma Beam. There we go. A mild amount of shenanigans for this little boss fight. And unfortunately, all the Eater missiles. Alright, well, come on, Samus, please. So at this point, is the seed solved? Like, it's not... We still have plenty to do in the seed, and... Like, we still need to get all of the artifacts, we still need to track down all of these things, we need to do a lot of stuff. I know a ton of things were in Phazon Mines, and I know one of those locations was Metroid Quarantine B, and I'm wondering if that one requires... if that requires super missiles or not. I really kind of preferred it when I didn't have thermal visor. Like, quite frankly. It really does just open up a little bit too much. Like, at this point, there's just so much of the seed is figured out now. Like, so much is unlocked that it's just like, at this point, we're just kind of in the execution of like, go everywhere, check checks, find stuff. And that's kind of the phase we're in until we need, specifically, like, I mean, that's kind of always what Randomizer is. It's just like, when things open up is always the question. That's honestly part of the fun of Randomizer, is sometimes it's like puzzle solving and like a lot of sleuthing of trying to figure out. It's just like, okay, so I have this, and what does that mean is actually open? Which you kind of get that more in early. It's like always in early Randomizer. It's just like, okay, so I have like these initial checks that I can do. And then once I have these, that, you know, opens up this pile of things that I can do. And that opens up this pile of things I can do. Where is that? There you are. And, like, ultimately, what I'm rambling about is that at some point you get to the mid-game of Randomizer, which is where you have, like, your most puzzle-solving sort of stuff of just like, okay, cool, I have all of these things now, and I can go not quite everywhere, but here's all of the places I can go, and here's, like, the risk-reward of each of these zones. I guess still, technically, I am in that. Me, it's Flagra. But, like, at some point it does kind of switch over to more of, just raw execution of things. Of just like, okay, I have this, I can go to all of these different places, and I'm going to do them in this order, in order to try to find whatever the last couple things are that I need. I feel like we've entered more of the execution phase than the searching phase. And honestly, like, the thing I'm most concerned about in terms of that is entering, like, more of an execution phase, and the searching phase is just, like, ultimately it means that I just don't have as much, you know, it's the content problem of, boy howdy, what am I going to say now that we've had, you know, it is the problem of, now that I don't need to, like, sit here and, like, talk through my process and talk through, like, oh, this unlocks this, and that means that we have access to here, here, and here. Now that we have access to most of the game, that kind of takes away a lot of my commentary of just, like, oh, we have this, so that means that we can do this, 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 and this. It's like, no, we have, like, everything now, so, we can go most everywhere. it also concerns me on a content level of just like, it's now a lot more like the end game of Metroid Prime Vanilla. Of, oh, we have all of these things, so let's just go get all the stuff. I don't know. These are the thoughts that are going through my head right now, and that's it's more of concern of the content than it is for concern of the rando. So yeah, things to think about. Missile, oh boy. I really wish I knew where the trigger was. There's a trigger somewhere. So yeah, there's the trigger somewhere to make Flagra, or like turn the Flagra room into Haunted Flagra room. And it's like, it's just... This is one of those speedrunning things I just don't know enough about, and I really should like look it up at some point or something. Honestly, I should probably just watch more Metroid Prime runs, but like, I need to figure out what the categories are, because I do... As interesting as it is to see like all the as interesting as it kind of is to see like all of the real quick brain check here. Do I want to go to... The sensible thing would be to take this elevator down, go across Magmore to Phendrana. Let's do the sensible thing. We could go to the frigate. Like, again, I feel like the frigate is calling to me just because it's like we've gotten all of the items to go to the frigate this early on. Anyway. So, speedruns. I need to figure out what categories there are for Metroid Prime just because, like, it's interesting to watch the ones where they do, like, all of the out-of-bounds stuff, because the out-of-bounds stuff in this game is kind of wild, in just what it is. Like, that's really what it comes down to, is just, like, there's a lot of really wild and wacky things that you can do with, like, the edges of the environment, and, like, you can break out and get into, like, this weird null space around almost every room, and it gets pretty wacky out there. And it's like extremely precise movement, and like, you know, it's one of those like specific sorts of skill showcases to be able to navigate this void space, and like that's pretty cool in its own right, but it's not the sort of thing that interests me as much as something that's a bit more like in... Well, I guess the term I'm looking for is inbounds. It's like I am much as like specifically skilled at it as it is to be able to like navigate these weird non-spaces outside of the realm of the game. Like, it's breaking the game so far over itself. That it's like, it's not what I came here for, I guess, is what it comes down to. It's like, it's really interesting, but it's not my interest. That is the right way to put that, I think. Okay, my brain just stumbled across some other thought process here. A thing. We have had everything that we need to get into the back door of the back door of Phazon Mines. Wait. One more artifact. We've had everything to get into the back door of Phazon Mines since we needed to get across the magma chasm, which we've had double jump and gravity suit for a while, and we have enough health that we can definitely make it. We needed wave beam to open some doors. We needed ice beam to open a door. And we need we needed power bomb to clear the tunnel. And we have had like all of those things for a while now. Basically, since we had double jump, we had access to ice beam. Oh. Again, like, at this point, the seed is cracked real wide open. I will definitely take that. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Saving just in case. I do always have some concerns about getting soft locked in Phendrana, just because it's real easy. Like there is a lot of soft lock potential in Phendrana. So much less so because of, you know, all of my stuff. That's a missile. So we don't need super missile yet. I'm sure there will come a time. Dash Y. All right. Ha Rumpf. I hate this room. Like this is one of those platforming rooms that I just like always screw up. And it's always like from pretty far up that I screw it up. All right, my dude. You have this room. It's one of those that just never goes well for me. I always just end up going up and down this tower like 3 times. good news is, if we get back to the back of Chozo Temple, or Chozo Ruins, and we can do all of Chozo Bowling all at once. That tunnel is also just a pain because of those. I think that's just a missile. Am I locked in? Not yet. I think that's just a missile. Come on. Scanning range. There we go. It's missile. I don't feel like fighting the Sheegoth for 5 missiles. Come on, Samus. Interesting that that one just breaks. Am I wrong about needing thermal for that? Can you just break that open with, like, missiles? Is there any way to, like, get a look at what is at the bottom? I can see it for, like, a frame. Oh no. That's super missile, is what that is. I don't know what I'm getting caught on up here. Can't stay on it as a morph ball, but... Okay, well, now we know where super missile combo is. So if super missiles are going to be required, then we're going to need more spider ball, that's the word. And Spider Ball could be just about anywhere. Oh, okay, so again, we're much more in like an execution phase than we are in a searching phase. Well, we're searching for items, but like we have access to so many items. Why? Why, Missile, did you not do the thing? Hmm. Oh, geez. Could I just... Could I just maneuver? How about that? I'm okay with just missiles, though Spider Ball sure would be nice. Well, that's a beam combo. You can make this without... Who's shooting me? Is it you? You dare to shoot. Alright, fine, I'll do it the normal way. You can get up there without needing to adjust all the alignments. I think you do need space jump for it. Well, that's, hey, that's Wave Buster. So, if we find Charge Beam, we get Wave Buster, and that's the, you know, that's the beam combo that actually deals damage, so that's fun. I do actually like Ice Spreader a lot. It's costly, but that big ice missile is kind of fun. Granted, I don't think it does nearly as much damage as I expect it to. I do wonder if they just happened to make their hallways round a lot of the time, or if they just like figured that that was going to be something fun for morph ball movement. It's like, where in the design process did they decide? Where am I going? Eh. Where in the design process did they decide, hey, round hallways are fun, we should put those all over? I do wonder if I should play with the only Varia suit provides heat protection option more often. Like, as rough as that run was, very nice. As rough as the run was, because, like, being able... Let's try to put this in those together. Yep. I do need that. Bummer. Like, ultimately, if you are able... You're just not able to get to Phendrana without going through Magmor at all. So, without heat protection, you basically are going to either... Oh, come on. Made it. Okay, so we can't go to Thardas' way because we don't have Super Missile, and that's a Cordite thing over there. But yeah, like, without heat protection, you can't go through Magmor, which means you can't get to Phendrana, which means that the only options for you to go to are going to be the Chozo Ruins, any part of Talon, which is really like 5 or 6 rooms. Speaking of which, I can open a door back on Talon surface. Wonder what's in there. But like, ultimately it means you can get it down into Crash Frigate, which does mean you can go up to back of Chozo Ruins and down to Phazon, so it's only blocking off Magmor and Phendrana. But man, those other zones are real rough early game, especially Phazon. You know what? Let's go ahead and call it here. It's like staring at the episode timer and it's just like, you know what? It's could keep going, but probably shouldn't, because I think I'm gonna go over time if we don't. So, meh. Just want to play Vigima games. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. Let's see. Just taking stock real quick. We are in a really good place in terms of our equipment. We know where to find super missiles, or rather the super missile combo, but that doesn't do us any good without charge beam. So we need spider ball, we need charge beam, and we need that super missile combo. And that's basically it for like keys and locks. That opens up pretty much every check except for like stuff that will require the Phazon suit. Is that fact? Yeah, that's it. That's really about it. Yeah. Okay, so, and unfortunately, like I mentioned, since we have thermal visor, that opened up like everything that was kind of like, oh, we could go do this, but we don't have thermal visor, so it's not technically in logic, but it is like there could be value there. But with thermal visor, that just opens everything up. So like we have access to pretty much everything except for a few places that require spider ball, which is very few of them, honestly. Like usually there's some other way around. But like essentially we can't go into certain parts of Phase on Mines, otherwise I think we end up soft locked because you need Spider Ball to get back out. And of course we can't do like the big circular tower puzzle thing because we don't have Spider Ball to do stuff. But also, who knows, it might be point of no return stuff of we need to go that way to get Spider Ball. Ugh. Yeah, this is going to be rough. This is the thing about seeds that are like really nice at the start. They get real mean in the back half because it's just like, great, I can go anywhere. So that means the next item that I need could be anywhere. Heck. Alright, that's enough rambling about state of things. We are in a good state to like play the game. We're in a bad state to know where to go. So it's just kind of going to be clearing stuff out, trying to figure out where items are. And like I think, ultimately let's look at that artifact list real quick. Artifacts. So antechamber, that's going to be in the tree. That's the antechamber, is that big entry room into Chosen Ruins Research Lab Aether. That is in Phendrana, so we need to go this way anyway. Metroid Quarantine B is Phase on Mines, deep Phase on Mines, like grapple beam and plasma beam required Phase on Mines. Phase on Mining Tunnel, surprise, that's in Phase on Mines. Which one's the Mining Tunnel? Don't know that name off the top of my head. That might... Oh, geez. Is that may be the one that's like at the very bottom of like the morph ball section where you need Phase on suit. I don't know why you're all question marks, but we have you, so that's fine. Overgrown Cavern, that is Tone Overworld, I think. And that's either, I think it's one of those like tippity top sorts of things of either it's that room I couldn't go to because I didn't have Plasma Beam, and now I have Plasma Beam and I can go to it, and I was thinking about what's in that room. That one might be Overgrown Cavern. Or it might be through, like where X-ray stuff is. Or X-ray visor is in vanilla. Transport access. That's not a great name. Not really sure where that is. I think it's Phase on Mines though. Control tower. That's going to be the. That's a vanilla artifact location. Maybe not this specific artifact, but that's where usually there's an artifact. So we're going to need to go up to the top of the towers here in Phendrana. Crack open a window, blow up a tower. Elite Quarters is Phase on Mines. I think that is the... Is that one with like the Alpha Pirate? Cargo Freight Lift to Deck Gamma. That is the elevator shaft in Crash Frigate. So we need to go through Crash Frigate anyway. That's fine. Like, technically we have to anyway to get to Phase on Mines. Because I'm certainly not doing any of the speedrunning tricks to, like, get over the wall that prevents you from going in that direction. Ugh. Ugh. There's some oofs. There were some decent-sized oofs along the way. Yep, sure. Okay, so plan is we go through the labs here in Phendrana. We get hopefully 2 artifacts. Hopefully one of those artifacts isn't in the super missile locked test tube. hopefully that'll just end up being a missile or something. But we do have visors to see through and see what's in there, so that's fine. So go through the labs. We'll be able to get out the back door of the labs, which means that we can go into the back of Phendrana as well, without having to fight Thardus. I don't know if I want to fight Thardus without searching for charge beam elsewhere. We can go into the back door of Magmoor Caverns from there. We could, I think, from there go through Magmoor Caverns back to Talon Overworld sort of area. Go up to the top, get that one item that I'm thinking about way too much. Go through Crash Frigate, open up the back door into Chozo Ruins, and either do Chozo Ruins or dive into Phazon Mines. I think that's the plan. Alright, cool. We still got to do some strategizing, at least, despite being in much more of an execution period than a solving period. Alright. I have rambled way more than enough now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me through this last several minutes of rambling and just trying to plot out things and think about things. Wahey. Alright, cool. Thank you. I've been Bryce. This has been VHS Play. Have yourself a lovely evening.